My dad grew up here in Mouise nearby, and there was just a really poor itinerant farmhands. And he was dating my mother, and they went on a horseback ride, and they came up over the crest of the hills just to the east of the property. They looked down over the floodplain, and they could see the river streaming through there, and the islands, and all the waterways, and the rich farm ground around there. And that was kind of their moment that this is the place we want to live.
I guess everybody has an affinity to their own place or their hometown or where they grew up, and I definitely have the same here.
We're here in northwestern Montana. It's on the west slope of the Continental Divide, and there are hills and mountains and canyons around here. All of them are really connected to the river.
It's not a huge valley, but it's an extremely diverse valley as far as the numbers and types of species, from all the big predators and most all the big game animals, some of the best wetland habitats in really all of North America, but at a lot smaller scale.
I remember what it was like being a little kid, be able to go down there and experience the outdoors on their terms. And I want that for my grandkids. You know, a lot of effort was spent down here trying to farm it. A combination of that and a lot of heavy grazing before then. The quality of the area had deteriorated quite a bit. We've seen degradation of the past, where there used to be a spring-fed stream down here, down this water course down below the house. It was, it eventually had filled in. There was no more water course. We saw encroachment of ice. It's always been an ice-free waterway, and that's the key for the waterfowl, the wintering waterfowl. And that was starting to shrink as we saw more encroachment from ice. It was really my brother Arnold, who knew people with waterfowl interest, working with the fishing game. They just agreed it was really important to do what we could to reverse the environmental degradation the area had received over the years, preserve this for posterity, and also just to create an intact ecosystem. We wanted to find a consulting firm to work with that would be able to look at us with the problem, brainstorm with us, and work with us to come up with a good solution that fits the property. And almost immediately, Confluence stood out.
We identified a number of things that we could do that would be most effective as far as restoring a lot of the wetlands that were here historically, and also some that might be considered enhancements. On the very west side, we were able to put in some older ponds right in that old river channel, which is just to the west of us underneath the ridge. In a kind of a series, we got another pond here. We're able to do two things. One, bring it back to what it was like, but also move it over a little bit, which allowed us to get a little bit of access. So it worked for us, because we still got to be able to drive in and out of there.
When I was young, 50 years ago, there was a life-giving spring-fed stream that nourished the entire sluice system all the way down into the river. As of last week, that spring is back, and it looks better than it ever did when I was a kid. And that's really, really rewarding to think that we're actually doing something good.